Hola mis amigos, yo soy Brock Page, and I do random sports picks for fun. Let's get into it. Washington plus 5.5 at Boston, with the total moving slightly downward to 218.5. Currently, the Celtics are favored on the money line, laying 225, and at the moment, 53% of the bettors think Washington will get the job done. Speaking of the Wizards, I'm interested in seeing how they bounce back after being spotted 14 points to start the game and still losing. They have struggled against the number as of late, failing to cover in 3 of their last 4. They're also just 2-3 against the spread in head-to-head matchups versus Boston. In addition to that, Washington covers just 40% of their games versus teams over 500. They're facing a Celtics team who's been making Boston bettors a ton of money, winning and covering their last 5 consecutive games. When it comes to the scoring, both teams are collectively averaging well under 218.5 in their last 4 games respectively. 3 out of both teams' last 4 games also went under the 218.5 as well. In addition to all that, 3 out of Boston's last 4 games all went under the total posted points for those contests respectively. All that said, I'm ready to make my pick as I think the red-hot Boston Celtics cover again at home. I think the Celtics at minus 5.5 will get the job done against the spread. When it comes to the total, I think this one stays under 218.5. And when it comes to the money line cash, I think the Celtics win another one. Now, before I get to my next and final game for the show, dame un segundo. I just want to recap the last day's action of picks for me. Saturday we went 7-2, Sunday we went 3-3, and Monday's action is obviously still pending. I also want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching. I know a lot of you guys have been more vocal in the comments section below. I appreciate it. And if you ever want a shout out on the program, I love and appreciate all my viewers, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. You guys make this daily video worth doing, so the least I can do is acknowledge you if you want. All right, so we're going to slide into our next and final game for the show. I'm talking about Utah plus 13 at Golden State, with the total moving slightly downward to an even 207. Currently, the Warriors are playing Goliath, laying 1,200 on the money line, and at the moment, 57% of the bettors think Utah will get the job done. Now, speaking of the Jazz, I think they overachieved on a beat up and mentally beat down Clippers unit in that last series. It's obvious the Clippers locker room wasn't particularly high on morale. Regardless, I don't typically make many of my picks based on feel. I love the numbers, so let's go ahead and dive in. This Utah squad has been good against the number as of late, winning and covering in 3 of their last 4. They're also 2-1 against the spread when facing Golden State head-to-head. Pleasantries aside, this Utah squad has struggled away from home, covering just 9 of 24 games as the official road underdog. They're facing a Golden State team who's had a remarkable amount of covers this year, considering almost every game they had to cover double digits. The Warriors just absolutely decimated Portland last series in 4 straight and garnered themselves 3 covers in the process. Golden State also covers nearly 60% of their games when facing teams over 500. All that said, let's take a look at the scoring for a hot second. 3 out of Golden State's last 4 games have gone over the total posted points for those contests respectively. On the other side, Utah's postseason games have been relatively low scoring. However, 2 out of their last 4 still have gone over the total points themselves. All that said, I'm ready to make my pick as I think the Golden State Warriors at minus 13 will still get the job done against the spread. When it comes to the total, I think this one goes over the 207. And when it comes to the money line cash, I think the Warriors win it at home. All right, folks, I went straight chalk on the show. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. And that is most certainly going to do it for me. Nos vemos a la próxima. But before I get out of here, I have to remind you that I am not a sports betting expert, nor do I implore you to take any of my picks. A wise man once said, good ain't free, and free ain't good. If for some reason you decide to use the free information on this program, you're utilizing it at your own discretion. Most importantly, if you're betting any of these games, do it safe, do it responsibly, and most important, have fun. For Brock Page Productions, I'm Brock Page, and have yourself a positive day.